Hey there, it's Drutter, 12th of November, 2025. I'm looking at the silver charts. I have a few, I'll put them up on the screen. A few that I'm working with. I'm going to look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly charts. So this is the daily chart. It's looking like a double top here as silver has just surged in the past 3 days since the weekend finished, and silver just absolutely took off there from 48 and change now to 54 and change. So it's about a $6 move in 3 days. That's quite nice. Of course, we will see larger moves than that going forward as the silver bull market really heats up. But this is really nice for the daily chart. It's a few days ago people were asking, so what's going on here? Pullback or bear market or what? Because on the, 17th, I think, of October is when Trump came out and said, I'm going to do 100% tariffs on China. And everything crashed, every market, cryptos, precious metals, stocks, whatever else there is, around the world crashed. So it's amazing how much power one person can have over the global economies and everyone's lives. It's a bit disturbing, but anyway, that's not what this is about. It only took about just over a week for the market and the silver to wash out and for it to hit a bottom around 47 bucks, 46 bucks. And next thing you know, it was up to 48, and like I said, 48 and change on Sunday night. And I had a look at the chart and I said, that looks really good for silver. I looked around and I couldn't see much analysis. Everyone was kind of quiet, like, don't know what's going to happen. While it was going up, 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 everyone was like, yeah, it's going to go up, up, up. And then it didn't go up all of a sudden, and everyone was like, all the analysts are like, So anyways, I went on to my local bullion site, and there was almost no silver bullion to be purchased anywhere near spot price, like anywhere within 10 or 12 bucks of spot price even. There is a silver shortage developing in the retail products anyways, like silver maples, silver eagles, 10-ounce bars, and so on. The stuff that the public can go for is drying up, and that's before the public's even really getting involved. Very, very few people are actually involved in the precious metals market yet. So when it goes to all-time highs again above 55, and you'll probably see a little bit of headlines and stuff, but it's going to get a lot warmer than that. It's going to get a lot more interesting as time goes by. But so anyways, I've made a purchase of some silver bullion. Again, I'm using crypto, so there was a little spike on the Bitcoin chart up to like 106 or something at the same time as silver was still down at 48, and I was looking at it thinking, it's about to pop up and retest those that high. I didn't know it would do it so quickly though. It's always nice to make a purchase and then even before it arrives in the mail, the chart has changed in your favor. It doesn't always happen that way, but it did this time for me anyway. And here we are at 54 and 0.2 at the time of recording this. On the daily chart, that's looking really nice. It looks obviously like it is retesting that high from a couple of weeks, or 3 weeks ago, and it will be obviously going to break that. Right away, don't know. This might be actually a good time for a pullback. It's up, it's up too much. It's also facing resistance. And there's also been, Trump has come out now and said that he's signing the government back to work or whatever. So this shutdown is over. So I think this spike over the past few days has been in response to that shutdown, going to be over soon rumor. And then so as you buy the rumor and then you sell the news. So we've had the news now tonight. They say it's over now. So there could be a pullback here. There's a few reasons for why there could be a pullback here. And that would be totally normal, and it would be totally healthy. And in fact, that's going to form another cup and handle right there. There's the cup that's just been made. And if you do a little pullback down to 51 or something, or even 50 bucks, and then back up again, there's the handle. And then once it breaks 54, there's going to be a massive, massive push to the upside. So either way, it's going to go now or it's going to go soon above that level, and it's going to continue on. Gold, I'm not going to talk about too much, but it's above 4,200 again, US, so that's quite nice. But I do want to focus on silver, so let's go to the weekly chart. And that's looking a little obscene. There's sudden erection formation, perhaps you could call it, on the chart there. That doesn't happen very often. It didn't look like that was about to happen, but fundamentals can do things to charts, so something, there's all kinds of manipulation going on. It's like my friend Charlie McGrath used to say, it's government by crisis, basically. And they govern by crisis now, so jumping from one thing to the next, it's going to swing the markets around because there's an announcement, we're going to war with so-and-so, or, sign a deal, and, best market ever, and, bearish, bullish, over and over, and so you get that whipsaw action, and you can look further back on the weekly chart. But anyway, that's obviously a bullish trend, and it goes a long way back to 2020. That's during the COVID years when silver bottomed at, I think it even went under $12, but only for a moment, only for a second. But I did dip below $14 there. 14 was kind of the bottom of this long-term market. But now we have left those numbers behind, and a few weeks ago we had that peak that I was mentioning at 54.5. We're now at 54 and change, so it looks like it's about to break through that. And that candle, that big green candle, does look quite foreboding, even though it's not at an all-time high. That does look like very commanding. So if this week ends anywhere near, above $53, it's going to be, that's really bullish formation on the weekly chart. And then go, of course, to the monthly chart, and let's go actually to the 3-month chart. I want to go real long term. There we go. So that is the cup and handle, and my buddy Derek Endless Mountain started to mention this in 2015 when we hit down to that $14 and bounced off. And he said, I think that looks like it might be the bottom forming on the handle. And he said, if that is a cup and handle, there's the cup is in, and he said if that is the handle forming, and it stabilizes around 14 here and then starts to break out, he said, maybe in 2020 or so we'll start to see a breakout, and then shortly thereafter we'll start to see it really take off. And he called it. He was talking about that for years, starting in at least 2015. He was saying this looks like it's forming the handle on a cup and handle, a very long-term cup and handle. So I don't know if he was the first to say it, but he was definitely saying it for at least 10 years. Now, rest in peace, Derek. So that is the 3-month silver chart. It's inflation adjusted. We are nowhere near those highs from either 2011 or 1979, but that's in the hundreds or several hundreds even range, depending on what inflationary figures you use. So we're just nominally breaking through that $50 level, but there could be a large move to the upside. Now, like I said, there may be a bit of a break, but on this 3-monthly chart, it won't look like too much. That's already taking off. The last few candles are pretty green, pretty big. So this is a move. This is a big historic move. It's one of the historic bull markets. It's what we've been waiting for on this channel. We've been talking about this for a very, very long time, and so this is interesting. And now I just wanted to talk one more topic, and that is over here on the silvergoldbull.ca. It's one of the big bullion dealers in Canada. There's a couple of big companies like that, but they're one of the big two, basically. And this is their in-stock Royal Canadian Mint section. That's what they've got. This is their maples. That's it for silver maples right now. 2 privy marked packaged ones for $99 and $110 or $100. And then there is a 5-ounce with gold plating over the rim and on the leaf, and that is that's close to $200 an ounce. So there's nothing anywhere near spot price on this website. This is I'm partly guilty of that. I've been picking them clean of various things they've had on the site, but if you're dealer still has silver, if you still have, if you're still flush with silver in your area or wherever you buy from, that's good, but it's not the case for everybody. So just because it's like that for you doesn't mean it's like that everywhere. There are shortages developing in this market, absolutely. And if the price continues to go up, that's going to only get worse, because people love to buy when the price moves. If it goes down, they buy. And if it goes up, they buy. It's when it's quiet and it's sideways on the chart, that's when volatility goes down, volume goes down. People stop really, buying and selling. It just gets boring for people, I guess. And then, but when it starts to go up, that's when they want to buy again, especially when it's at all-time highs. That's when they'll buy. So that's when maybe the retail market will start to really get involved over the next little while, as you hear on the news, and silver and gold are at all-time highs again. And that looks like it's coming. Thanks for watching, and talk to you guys soon.